server now. But
okay, so we've got Heretics on defense, we've got GenG on attack, and GenG using their breeze comp, and we got 9 ghosts and 1 sheriff. No armors.
From that sort of dominant force that they were.
And already we see an Astra luck, and we see it straight up
fully expecting
all over towards B.
exciting series.
Yeah, and then that just means you need 1 smoke over towards heaven, you block everything up. It's like the most simple wall when we kind of looked at how to play this map. These are actually the exact same.
Heretics there in the grand final with Shanghai.
I like what they got at the moment.
And as Sideshow said, this is just the breeze comp brought through, so although it's a different map,
because even though there's smoke here, like you can sit in the bottom of it, still can't push out because of the one-way.
To at least drop his one. Spams are good, and Heretics find the kill.
Oh, insta?
All that stands between
yeah, might be able to.
The round victory. Munchkin though manages to drop Woot, and they've already destroyed the wingman.
Astra has not even moved yet. We've got double shocks. Got Astra Star that's still on the spike itself.
We see Heretics do this exact same sort of post, just sitting back, holding, sending utility on towards that spike, and then just pre-firing this angle. Even still, though, they have managed to get it to half, but they need a little bit more, and that time is ticking too far.
Damn, look at it. That was nice, bro. That was a late luck as well, and it didn't even need to luck.
Absolutely beautiful
play from
GenG, even with texture not finding.
I mean, does he even?
That utility that
is he ever actually gonna luck with that, or is he literally just holding like all of this?
Exactly like you said, Tom. That setup
the guy with the shocks, you don't have to worry. I'm not sure he'd actually ever go for the luck on this unless it's an A.
These players and buy the time to get the defuse, and I think it was a counter grab well that ended up stopping the defuse.
Yeah, I mean it was very nice from. It was very nice from GenG, and they play it the same as they play. Like even if we're just looking at B on
heavy investment here from GenG. They've gone for
breeze, they play it very similar. Whoa.
You can't really afford to lose any players.
Wait, that one's pretty cool. Can't see it when you're over towards here, but when you get a little bit closer, you can see it. Dude, no one-way cams like this. We've never seen a one-way cam that is like.
When we saw this map play
looking up.
So maybe they're trying to steal a lead.
I like the idea.
Guardian, plenty of positions that can be wall-banged. Again, if you talk about that post plant on the B site. We saw
the head one way, yeah.
The same with an Odin.
You don't see it until you get to like here, I imagine. I mean, I think they saw the flashing light. But
it's exactly what you expect.
I like this from GenG. Everyone buys a gun and they'll have someone looking for a push over towards B, right? This is 3-person default with just. They know they have no sentinel. They gotta just hold behind.
If they do go running into them. For now, though, a couple of shots fired. Boost spamming through and almost going down. He's on 15 HP. It's all a ruse from GenG. They make early noise.
A bit of pressure. They see at least 2 people here. This wall as well. This is nice because this is the wall that I wanted G2 to do when I saw it. Like a wall that's similar to this. I would probably lean the wall over a bit more so that you can like hit A control and spam this. But this wall is good because it blocks off A here, so you can't fight early. And over towards the site, you got to play on the right. This wall here, in my opinion, is the wall that I'd be using as a default. Like very similar to this. Nice shots from Texture, man.
It's been spoken about quite a bit, how many days it's been since Texture got an ace. I think it was only probably mere rounds since the last time he got a 4K.
Mr. 4K, yeah, but this one
on the books, and
wasn't as doable.
Now 2 away from a Bladestorm.
It would already happened.
Yeah, I think it's been like 14 4Ks so far, give or take. It was 114 days. Can't quite get that ace, but hey, you wouldn't want to do it against
this team and Guardians.
Right? We want that to be a meaningful ace. If he's going to do it, maybe it's here.
This one's not a direct steal, yeah.
This
one doesn't feel as bad if you're him.
Round 3, Team Heretics invest heavily. All the credits are on the line, and a loss here means a big extension by GenG.
Yeah, and it looks like the other wall was just for a pistol, and this is their default. And honestly, this is and they play very similar to how I would play this. I think this is great so far. I like how they approach it. I reckon on defense they probably steal the G2 one. Maybe they got their own stuff.
Falling down the gap in mid for one of those deaths, and sure he came into the series late. Again,
it's hard for Heretics because they want to play aggro at one point over towards one of these because we've got no sentinel, but they can't really play aggro over towards A because of this wall. It's so hard to actually get anything, and you know that they can be at this point and this point.
We know he's incredible at it.
We see the orbs.
Good luck to Boo here. They still got the camera.
Trap, it's caught. Texture, will he make it back?
He did good to get out of there, though.
For now, Boo, not so much, though. Dropped after just the one. The spike dropped. They know it's on its way to B, and there's reinforcements coming through. And Boo's there to back them up, but they can't quite stop that plan.
Yeah, no one can cross to save the plant here.
Icho has
Icho has
Karen's position has already been spotted, and a lot of low players now for the side of GenG. Bonus not exactly going.
Wait, when did that happen?
Well, it seems like it's only going to get a little bit worse as we will see Texture on the edge of the map. And well, we definitely need the replay from Benji. He even did a little dance, a little emote.
What the hell?
Yeah, early.
That was from the trip earlier. Oh, okay. Dude, I thought he dashed back and he actually managed to get that.
I think he put an updraft into play, and sometimes
I thought he survived. I didn't realize that he went all the way down.
I think he dashed backwards.
He did.
Yeah, and then it catapulted him forwards.
I think an updraft. Oh, there he goes.
30 seconds left.
Oh, yeah, he was falling for quite a long time. This had been happening for a while, evidently, but he's having a good time at least. And of course, the last round flawless financially. GenG are going to be able to go back into this round with another purchase. In fact, they're in a great spot overall.
Right,
even having
big buy round. We're close to a couple of orbs, so like going aggro, getting one of these orbs could work well. Yeah.
Really cause mass amount of issues on this map. I think a lot of teams still are not completely comfortable.
Yeah, this is the first time that we see someone over towards A.
Still by far the newest map in the pool. And
dude, this is gonna be hard for Mini.
Wow, if Heretics have got something planned, this aggressive push might be just that.
Yeah, the cam has flipped around to mid this time. Not looking for the same control deep on B. Leaving no one there to watch the push up. Hoping the cam will do the job.
Okay, they don't hear the pushback. We've got 3 people over towards B. Got early cam on middle, behind the wall. So everything mid.
A little bit of a moneymaker in the last. There goes the ult, immediate TP, so he's nice and close, ready to take this.
This is nice. Yeah, they TP so that his ult just sees everything.
There's 3 players here. The decoy is going to be used, sending them back alongside the recon. This is site control.
This is a hard retake. You got to keep an eye on Boo. If Boo gets an ult, it's going to be a lot easier with the Astra ult to retake this. Okay, so I like this as well. This is very nice. We've got an Astra Suck to make sure that the plant is in a different spot. It also messes up his Astra Suck in theory, and just means that they can't. They got to commit more to
trying to maneuver
ban the
himself
diffuser.
back out of position. Utility being thrown in for Heretics, but they've still got 4 to find.
Okay, Texture already spotted, but he's gone.
Oh my god, bro, what is that?
Takes away the
man, it's too much.
He'll be denied the
He's too good, man, it's too much.
win the round, and I guess that's all that matters.
Ow.
Spirits are definitely high on that roster.
Mr. 4K with on 4K. Bro, that's
2 rounds.
That's
all
so clean though, look at it.
8 and 2. It's funny, last round he falls off the map, having a little bit of a laugh, and now he's the one
it's
laughing at
stupid,
absolutely
man. It's
everybody
too
else.
good.
Just so clean with it. And I don't even think there's arguments at the moment for...
Dude, he's having way too much fun as well. Oh my god, he's incredible.
Apart. Against a team like Heretics as well, so many individuals we write home about. We've seen
that first kill, to get that first kill that he did, 2 bullets and then get out of there knowing that he's already got the kill, that's
in the finals of international
outrageous.
Events. That's what GenG are doing. The
GenG
course was
forced into this, like it is an actual force. We've got Guardian, we've got Stinger.
I don't know.
We've got Boo's ult for retake again.
It's already looking a little bit scary.
Seems almost undeniable. One of the best teams in the world, we know, but it could be the Texture. Good for one, and the dash keeps him on the map. He's not falling this time. And
everyone does this with, honestly, if you literally look at all of the pro games and you look at when teams have this, no joke, everyone goes. Actually, not sure I've seen ult rounds where someone else,
but it's all about the position of Boo. He's able to catch
someone else does anything different.
The rotation they suspected, and now slowing them down. The stars put to cover his retreat, and he's right back to middle. No need to take that fight with 40 seconds on the clock.
That was good as well. He had people covering his middle to just make sure that no one was crossing over. There's good reactions from Heretics here.
It seems like GenG might just go back. And while Benji, I think he's made that realization.
Yeah, and they still have the cam, so Boo doesn't need to peek until this cam spots anyone.
Without spotting anything out, he's continued this push.
And the cam spots.
Starting to come back, but the cam is going to give the game away.
And does he want to swing?
Now you're going to see Wu get back into position. Even still, a potential for a 1 versus 1, but with the time so desperately low, there was a moment for Boo but they are going to be making their way.
Whoa,
nice
Dinks with the stinger as well. It got the kill chips. Wow, this was impressive though from Heretics. I'm telling you, their reactions on this were really good. Also love that we finally get to see some kind of push, because I want to see them do that as much as possible.
And yeah, it's just the fact that they get Boo into that position.
Shout out to Boo, man. Boo played this insanely well. Didn't even overpeak when they hit with the cam, which you would have been tempted to. Is very confident that it was being hold, even though it wasn't. Nevermore, thank you so much for the 7 months, bro.
Boo would have had an early fight on his hands, a scrap, but instead,
damn, that's crazy. For 2 years? Nevermore, appreciate you.
And locks in the round as a result. That's 3-2 now. The gap not going to be extended by GenG, but they're still able to buy up. Still have that Hunter's Fury to work with after last round. And a slower approach, this time more focused on that B site. They want to catch Boo pushed up, but he's not giving them the fight.
I think a lot of this.
They're just trying to get sound cues early for that one as well. What is this? Big middle, wall it off. We got wall, we got gap in the corner. Hey, they're gonna use this when they have they're gonna use this when they have. Okay, I'm telling you, this round right here is prep later. By the way, they're gonna use this wall when he gets
He's just stuck in the corner. He can't even retreat for free, knowing there could be someone peeking from the box. He's trying to force
have a load of gap in the corner, or like at least like fake it later on.
But there's nothing to be found.
Do a nice round from GenG.
And there it is. The element of surprise against Texture.
Nice shot from Miniboo. Doable.
That's some of the utility at least.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Astra should be peeking like that.
Snake bite will buy them a little bit of time. The Thrash on its way, and it's caught Meteor.
Wait, this dude, this is such a stacked server at the moment. Did they have Molly Shock as well? Wingman, you can tank. Oh, I thought he can.
Gets its mark. Second shot's good. Third will be a kill, but it's already.
No way, they won this 2v4 with a Wingman on the defuse as well. Did the Viper Molly hit the Wingman still, I guess, and tanked him down a little bit?
I was thinking with the post-plant utility that was available for Heretics, like, Woot did fantastically well. Like,
did they need to stick half?
The Molotov just to force a player into an angle, it then uses the Thrash
Woot
as
didn't
well
need to stick half, right? That's like the only thing that was wrong. Other than that, it was pretty impressive.
It's just the late round utility from Lakia. His post plant has been disgusting.
Damn, dude, it's a nice shot as well.
And wow, this is why we always want to see Meteor.
Well, they like stole around here really, because for sure.
The other guys
that was very nice from Heretics util-wise, but I think they just panicked a little bit.
Spray correction, like you probably won it off of time alone, a 1v1 where they can't push Lakia and take him down. But
okay, so timeout at the moment, they're probably heavily going to talk about the fact that if they push middle, these people can't do their afterplant, so they need to get a little bit more aggro. So you're probably going to see pushes on the sides reactively or over towards middle.
But he already fired out that shock dart, beautifully timed. Diffuser happens to be low. Then Hunter's Fury that we mentioned earlier, used for the post plant, catches not just the Wingman, but the man who put out the Wingman in Woot. For Meteor to hit those shots as well, another nail in the coffin. 4-2, and the problem with that, after a couple of losses in the previous round, Heretics, some of these players are going to be struggling for money.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not looking like a great position to fight from on this defensive side. Obviously, they had an incredibly close victory versus FPX, but that was always the gamble.
Yeah, I'm expecting, not this round, but probably buy rounds. Like they're gonna, to disrupt this stuff, you're gonna do like what teams did on Breeze, where you're just like pushing some of this to just make sure you can pressure this area.
Makes sense. And then for Heretics, okay, they haven't played Abyss. Maybe they're not ready
to
go in that direction, so they've gone for that
it's
pick
the
instead.
hero op on an eco.
On Miniboo. Everyone else with the
Forces
pistols,
down here while people watch window.
This is one way to try to seize it back. Well, he's forced out of position right away. The spams back to Lakia, light him up. The shift from GenG.
Look at this insta-call from GenG. They know that they forced him back. They've checked that if there was a camera over towards here, they heard the jet.
Does he suspect this rotation?
Back around the corner, who was meant to be getting early info for them to be able to rotate early. They insta group up and hit over towards A.
Maybe he can save the op. Maybe he can win them the round with it. And even if not, he has the Blade Storm for the next round. The bigger problem, though, is that Boo's going to be under serious pressure. And he has nothing to play with. He expects the TP and actually...
Hold up, yeah, they gave him a gun. And now he can just hide it for a little bit, but he's going to eat some util. But that could be okay. Wait, just util him. Viper Molly or something. Oh, they got the Viper Molly on the lurk, so they can't util him. That's incredible.
And gets the smoke up too. They win the fight through the wall.
Wait, are they going to
Munchkin
steal
and
around?
Lakia, the last
Just
two
because
alive.
Boo's
And a late
hidden in
fight
the
for
ult?
Munchkin might just pay dividends. The reveal goes up and he's already spotted one, but Mini Boo.
Damn, okay,
Spidey
nice round.
senses were
You know what
tingling.
might have given this away? You know when they did the
Feel those eyes
Viper
on him,
wall over
turns
towards
to
here?
take the kill, and
That
with
might have
that,
given this one away where it had the
win
gap
out the
earlier.
round,
Either
and
way,
it's nothing to do with the
Heretics
op,
fully
really
on
sure
this.
for
I
the
think
last
Boo
kill, but
probably
Boo finding that little gap
done
to
a couple
play
of
inside of, and the fact that they
I mean,
pressure him. Also thought it
honestly,
was funny.
they used to
He
play
killed Meteor and then he
Astra
shot the
Yoru
decoy
on
later in
binds,
case they
so
had a
they kind of
second
know
Yoru.
all about it,
But
especially the
thing
Astra
is as
main.
well, this is now a couple of times that we've seen Meteor TP into this backside. I think one was the round where Rienz
Shout out
gets
to
the
Boo,
opener.
man. That's just
This time
solo
they even put the
outsmart.
Cosmic Divide into position to allow him an angle, but it's just something that clearly Heretics are very aware of, especially Boo. Just knows exactly what it's
Yeah, I
going
mean
to
they
be.
used to use
And
it.
then it
They
creates
used to
an
use the
awkward
same
fight for
combos
Texture. As
on
said,
bind.
You're running through a corner.
Okay, they actually
Cosmic
forced them
Divide,
down to an
even
eco, and
versus a
loads of
low
people from
player,
Heretics survive,
that
so
can
they
cause
get so
problems.
much money on this.
Fantastic read from the IGL, but it does feel like a bit of an oversight from GenG to keep giving these early fights in low buy rounds.
I think they just assumed after making noise on the other side of the map, that would be the gap that was available for them. The blind stopped Boo from being able to deliver the
Yoru
shot
flashes at
to
the
what could
moment
been a
have been incredible.
GenG,
We've seen them
second
over
lease of life on
towards
this.
B early, over
Another
towards
orb
A
taken.
early.
Meteor just one away from the dimensional
Like
drift.
the
And they
op
have a
is just
Viper's
eating
pit to work
flashes.
with, and a low buy round like this, that could be invaluable.
Wait, they
We'll
dropped
see
Boo
Munchkin's
there.
role
Oh,
in this
I
round
didn't even
won't
see they
be
dropped
to
Boo there.
get on site and plant it. Instead, he's the one sitting back, trying to catch that late lurk, and had a lot of success with it last round, although he didn't get the kills. He got into position.
This is the thing. Finances, not great. Really good.
Hey, double kill
opportunity
trip
for
on site.
Heretics to equalize this one. The site, however,
Could see Pit.
is going to be taken. Yeah, it's whether or not they want to invest it with.
The
Maybe
Astra
if they had
suck
a
for this
couple
as
of
well.
SMGs. The pistols aren't bad, but they are going to risk it. They're going to gamble, and already,
Oh.
well, they're going to have to
He
fight
fake
from a
smoked.
disadvantage.
Dude,
An
look at this
interesting
Viper
pit,
roll.
one that
What
takes
the
an awful
hell is
lot of
this? They
control.
have a
If you're gonna
cubby
push
here
through
and
it,
it
you
covers
need
the
so
spike.
much, but
Dude, it's
they're
like a
gonna have to
1.
spam onto the
A better
players
drawn
attempting to tap
one
that
than I've
spike.
ever done.
Yeah, the problem is they can't even see when it's being stuck. You got to get that little bit closer. It's going to be a risk. But for Team Heretics, trying to negotiate their way back into the pit is a problem. Up close, no utility to try to drop that diffuser. It's all down to spams, and right under their nose, it's coming across the line. Already, the round is sealed. Texture.
Okay, so it doesn't
formality
actually
as he
reach
falls.
the plant.
And 4-4 we go. A
Even
nice
though it looks,
attempt on a low
even though
buy
it looks
round
pretty
from
cool.
GenG, but it doesn't work out this
It's
time.
impressive that it goes all the way
I
here.
think, again, either it was that they wanted to try and just leave a very narrow angle that you knew the player would defuse on just outside,
Yeah,
or they were maybe hoping it
kind
just went
of,
a tiny bit deep.
I mean,
That-
it helps
that's
and
the
gives you a
only
lot of space to
other option.
spam,
I don't
I
mind the
guess,
idea,
but-
because a lot of the time you're going to have to force people to try and run through the entirety of that pit. Nonetheless, a single ultimate expended, not a whole lot of damage. And that operator's now going to go back into the hands of Miniboo. He's looking
Landed
for
in
an
the
early
wrong spot.
fight
I'm not even sure it can reach
towards
that
this
spot
side of the
though.
map.
There was an
Unfortunately,
Astra,
he's gonna
there was an
be
Astra
met
star here, but I
with
don't
Meteor.
think. I think it just fake
Meteor
smoked.
seems to be going towards the back of the site for now, just taking the control, the dash in from Texture to meet him.
I think it just doesn't reach because they did not just plant like on the edge in the corner.
This one, the decoy sent through, just ignored.
Okay, we've got a retake on this site,
going up
and
close.
we don't have any ults
For
to
a
help
second, he's going
retake
into
it.
that right corner,
And they're
but the
so
smoke's
on top
fading.
of the fact
They'll
that
tuck
Karen's
away.
going to be
Play this
lurking.
post plant with the squad.
And we do have double shocks,
Immediate
Astra
flash.
suck as well.
Drone to follow. They're going to know where Texture is, but the rest of the team is still elusive for the rest. And even still getting past this double duelist could be tough. Texture combining
Yeah, I
Meteor
think
with another.
if you have a
Although
perma
they've lost
smoke over
Munchkin, I don't
towards
think it's going to matter.
over towards
Lakia
heaven,
doesn't
it's
quite
pretty
connect.
much
Benji's been
impossible
given
to
a small
retake.
opportunity, but again, Texture is there, leaving
Yeah,
it to
there's
just
definitely
move.
something that I'm
He
looking at
won't
here.
last
I
long
like this from
whatsoever.
GenG. I think they
GenG
have the
extend
same
their lead
thought
once again,
process.
and once more,
If
this
there's
double
a
duelist is as fearsome
smoke
as
over
ever.
towards
I love
heaven,
the setup. Yeah,
you
it's
can
the
get
fact
on
that you've
top
got
of
Texture
where
taking the
Texture
initial
is,
fight,
right?
tanking the drone
Is
at
it
the
Texture
start,
was here the whole
and
time?
then he's
Munchkin at
swinging
least on
back,
this bit.
spraying them while Meteor jumps up top, and then later in the round, you
Yeah,
have
okay,
a
so
little bait
basically
onto
if you
Wu.
can
He's looking one way,
get
ready
on
to take
top of
Meteor
here,
down, and he gets swung from behind. Absolutely gorgeous.
you can get
from
on top of
GenG.
here,
5
and there's
rounds
a
on the
smoke
board
here,
now.
and you
The
have
chance
like
to push
one
it further
person
if they
taking
win this
first
one. Again,
contact.
Credits are going to be struggling on that
If
defensive
you have
side.
smoke on
Big
heaven,
opportunity for the attackers.
a guy close to here to jump up and
Of course, a lot of
either
the
1 or 2
Success
matter.
came from
Can't
Heretics with
retake,
their post
really.
plants on that attack. Even though things went to OT, they
Strong
really
after
were
plant.
disgustingly strong when it came to the B side. As we've seen from the other side,
It's the only time they've thrown their smoke deep though on this one, so it might be a little bit readable in the future for people that are playing them, but first time you're playing them, this is a great strat.
Rians is still trying to just hold on to some ground, but the A site almost completely lost.
Yeah, Rians doesn't want to overcommit to this. He's heard a player come back up towards the top. They're ready for him. But another smoke goes down. The spam's favoring Meteor. He's lit Woot to a fraction of his HP, down to 10. Texture falls. They're conscious that Meteor could be coming on the flank.
Oh boy.
Looks away just as he rounds the corner. That's going to be a late flank potential. But look how far behind someone like Boo is if they lose these players in the zone.
That's so devastating. He went for the util.
Keep it into a 3v3. Late flank by Boo.
I like this though. This is what the timeout was like about, right? Making sure that we pressure behind in these afterplants.
It's Lakia to come ahead. Mini Boo already on his third, hunting down the ace. It's been evading the jet on the other side, and he won't find it this time. Hunter's Fury burned up at the end, but it's for a round win, 6-4, and Team Heretics now in the dirt when it comes to credits.
Yeah,
and that's why we use the Sovro into this one, because he knows no matter what, as long as we win this, they're down to an eco.
Under their nose, and well, 6-4, a 2-round lead. I've been liking this sort of pace change, right, with the fact that just immediately taking down GenG.
Team's incredible at post plants. Yeah, they have some good strats as well at the moment.
And from then onwards, again, it seems like once they get the sites and get into the post plant, it's been incredibly difficult for Heretics to get back into these rounds. Texture.
Ulting there, yeah, it's so fast. He's done it off the sound of the tap anyways. That's happened before, like the dash sound.
Got a little scared there.
And they go down to an eco, so you should be winning this round anyway. This is what Heretics need to start doing more, like this push. Go against no Sentinel. Wait, this Recon's pretty good.
There's a big disadvantage in those fights, and you see it manifested. Karen, though,
the Recon's really good, actually.
Mini Boo, but it's traded out with Texture. Woot up close.
And Karen is just Karen's just the anchor.
Falling back and has to make a decision on whether he hunts them down. It's a risk. It might just be worth taking this time. Catching them in the orb, but Meteor pulls out the gun just in time. Steps are heard by Boo. He's only got a Sheriff. He might be able to find some value as they cross.
He's been in this position before, though. It seems like they're still unaware.
Oh, a little dink at the end, little fadeaway dink.
Well. Even still,
this guy though. Yeah, they at least know that this guy's been dinged.
We've seen him pull off crazy rounds with the Guardian. This
do they just go back to A now with the TP and running?
The other two
yeah, they throw the spike over to Yoru so that he can plant a little bit earlier once they know where he is.
Left behind, likes to be left to lurk. For now, that's exactly what he's doing.
I love that from Meteor. They don't know where the last guy is, so they send out the gate crash towards the A site. He goes to link up with his teammates. Someone dies on B. All right.
So Karen has to do like the least flashiest play in the whole of the half, really, but it's just so good. And it's kind of confirming in my mind that you don't need an info sentinel. I know that everyone leans heavy onto info sentinels. We'll see how it looks on defense, obviously, but he is just the info sentinel. Like he's just sitting in spawn the whole time. Sitting spawn the whole time, he can lurk, he's waiting for pushes. He's just the last person to play in the after plant.
Best of the best. Like it really does seem just impossible at times, and with his constant repositioning again, it's now going to be Meteor.
The human turret, yeah, pretty much. And he can just help everyone out with his util.
The map choice of Heretics, I think many, including myself, believe that Lotus is going to be a tough ask for Heretics to turn the series. And getting a 5th, maybe even a pistol,
Who's next?
It's going to be paramount.
Same TP we've seen before from Meteor. Uses the ult, gets up close. Last time, Heretics gave the site up completely. This time, that's not really an option with Boo so close, and the decoy distracts him.
The decoy was just enough, yeah, 33 HP.
And down she goes.
Well,
okay, GenG able to eliminate Texture, keeps the numbers competitive, but Meteor's
wait, what was that? Him and TP?
Even on low health. He's not falling back. He won't.
Wait, that was nuts.
But the Hunter's
even I'm confused about what went down.
3 still standing, but once more it's those post plants.
It was just a decoy? Oh, okay.
Well, we've seen this one before. Sat there with
yeah, not this again. And okay, so the thing with the Odin here as well is the Odin here, if you do it at the right angle, they can't spam you back.
Now they've cleared all of the close positions.
So I don't know if he knows about this. Does he go to the wider angle? Yeah, I think he might be at the angle where they can't spam him back. Whoa, shout out to Mini Boo. And honestly, that timeout that they did might have helped them on this one. The timeout where they talked about the fact that they're playing heavy after plants, they've been going a little bit more more aggro on some of the after plants. I might have saved them that one. Shout out to Miniboo there. Yeah, this is the problem with this map here, is that spam ball wall. If you do it at the right angle with the heavy pen gun, you can spam the plant, and they can't spam you back because you're at an angle where you have to be like straight on with the middle pen guns. So you can actually spam on the fence there at the stairs and they can't spam you back. So I think that's what they were tempted to go for. I don't know if they know about it fully, but either way, that was sick from Miniboo. Dude, this was a stacked half. This is really good, man.
Oh. I know, a little bit cringe, but a good segue for a halftime interview as I'm standing here with Mama Fishy and also Brother Fishy, aka Charles Fishy. So, hello everyone.
You alright? How's it going?
먼저 벤지 PC의 가족이죠. 엄마 PC와 형 PC 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 먼저 형 PC, 서울 생활은 좀 어떠신가요? So how's Korea been so far for you?
It's been unbelievable. It's so hot though. I don't know how you can deal with it. Oh my god, I step outside and I'm just drenched in sweat. It's embarrassing.
날씨가 너무 더운데 너무 좋긴 좋은데 날씨가 너무 더워가지고 이제 그냥 밖에 나가기만 하면은 땀이 뻘뻘 나가지고 어떻게 한국 사람들이 날씨를 견디는지 모르겠다고 얘기를 했습니다. 그럼 엄마 PC, 벤지 PC 선수가 항상 경기를 할 때 보면은 막 에너지 넘치고 막 진짜 소리도 너무 많이 지르거든요. 평소에 집에서도 좀 이렇게 시끄러운 아이였을까요? Now, Benji Fishy though, we see him energetic and all fired up round after round. Was he always loud loud like this at home?
Very much so, yes. At night time, he would wake me up in the middle of the night. I was always shouting at him for being quieter. So yeah, always that loud.
맨날 이렇게 에너지가 넘쳐가지고 어렸을 때는 이제 엄마 PC가 자고 있는데 그냥 갑자기 밤에 막 시끄럽게 굴어가지고 빨리 다시 자 약간 이렇게 얘기를 했기 때문에 좀 혼내는 일도 많았다고 얘기를 하는데요. 그러면 형 PC, 벤지 PC가 오늘 복수를 좀 다짐하고 있는 것 같나요? Now, Bro Fishy, is Benji out there for revenge today?
Definitely, yeah. He doesn't like to lose at all. So yeah, he's going to be coming for him.
역시 승부욕이 넘치는 선수기 때문에
Mortism, good to see you, dude. Thank you for the 11 months. Thanks for the prime. Hope everyone's good.
이어지는 경기 함께 즐겨보시죠. Right, thank you guys, and back to Abyss.
Sonomnus as well with the 20 months. Thank you so much for that. Appreciate the tier 1.
Fishy's out for revenge. Thank you very much to Mama and Brother Benji for stepping out there to get this done. Now,
Thank you so
they're
much.
Definitely supporting Heretics. I'm sure
all right,
a lot of people here
GenG,
are
Pistol Gods, as always, winning all the pistols.
You could hear the roars in the rounds they were winning. 7 already on the board, and this pistol could extend that lead.
I will say the rounds they were winning were maybe a little bit more exciting though. Just the explosive.
Yeah, at least for this one, they got wall and then smoke.
And I don't
get
know
back
if they're
in,
so
very similar to what G2
Just
did.
look at Miniboo, straight sprinting in towards the B side. It seems like both teams have a similar idea, but already it's going to be the, well, almost flood back in immediately.
Meteor's just been incredible.
They're so fast to get back into the site.
Munchkin swinging, but nobody can get ahead of Meteor.
It's just so strong, man. It's so strong. Smoke to block this also gives you the freedom to do shocks to the back of sight here. They can only swing out, and everyone can focus on the one pause.
Lotus,
yeah,
let's just say GenG are pretty good there. They certainly were last time these two teams faced.
It's so easy to forget when a team has someone like Texture how good Meteor is at the duelist role. Like this guy just pop flashes back into the site
in the pistols, GenG.
Within a matter of seconds. Like,
I think this is the main thing on a watch GenG at the moment, man. Their pistol stats are just way too high for teams to beat them in best of threes.
In terms of a reinvestment,
they just win
maybe an extra bit of
by far the most amount of pistols I think I've ever seen.
Other than that, just another chance
like consistently, I think they have the best pistol win percentage. Maybe by like 10% more of anything we've ever seen.
We may well see
it feels like
that. There's already
that.
A gate crash put out towards the B site for a quicker rotation. I think that's going to be a big factor in how those, certainly the early gate crashes are used from Meteor. They haven't fought for A main. It is being spotted by Karen and no one around the area. As we can see, if they did push up and take that space, they would be in a bit of trouble. A late clear by Heretics on their way back towards this angle. And Karen, well, he doesn't want anything to do with it. Good thing.
Even better than G2. Dude, in Split 2, they had like an 80+% pistol win rate. That's unheard of.
The expectation here is that you're not going to see too much aggression from the side of GenG in a round like this. You have such a huge weaponry advantage.
To do that consistently for that many games. Like people will maybe have like one event where they'll do it. Won't be as many games.
Rounds, making sure the conversion is there, and well, with 35 seconds left on the clock, this might just be a shooting gallery for Munchkin. He's waiting, doesn't have a lot of support. This might mean that they can either get a trade or get themselves in for that after plant. He's going to try his best to slow them down.
The snake bite does keep them in position for at least a moment, and that's
he gets a double from this.
Strike. One more shot down below to Woot. Will deal with him, and it's just Boo.
Actually was a pretty good eco in the end.
3 rifles carried forward.
Yeah, they managed to take one of them out.
And a 9-5 lead at this point.
Dude, it's a strong,
really need to start putting rounds on the board.
Strong way of playing this map at the moment. But at least Heretics, they might start getting an idea of what's going on, like heavy retake over towards B, fight.
Like he will play with a pistol, so with how good the duelists have been, it
could
might
maybe
not
have some kind of plan that they've got to take map control. Yeah, you can see them talking about it now. So I guess they're going over towards B. They know they're playing retake and they want to heavy prioritize getting like towards this square.
Seeming like a bit of a death sentence, and with them being 4 rounds down already, it's seeming a bit more problematic. Meteor as well. Well, with how
one of the things I love about the Euro as well, like over towards middle, this is such a big play. He trips to break behind, but then he TPs, but they kill him, so they know that this is just a fake.
Gate crashed in, but he certainly didn't gate crash out.
Yeah, because he's going to see the TP, the decoy running down.
A bit of information to work with, and it's the fight
that was nuts, man. He TP'd out into the corner, and there was just a molly waiting for him.
One of those players left alive.
That's so unlucky.
Put through, no conversion on it, but Karen goes
Yeah,
down.
this is good from Heretics. They learned in 2 rounds that they need to just heavy prioritize this square, like I said.
GenG fishing, and it does in the end. But with Lakia down, a 1 versus 3 for Texture. A big round from this man. We've seen plenty of them. 8 bullets left, and no HP.
Really cool, man. Yeah, I mean, it's impressive. I'm telling you.
Yeah, an important round.
Like it's obvious for us to kind of see what's going on. But for them to do it mid-game, like I would expect the coaches to be able to do the mid-game to work all of this out, and then to be like, well, they're playing retake over towards B. It's the same thing that G2 do. It's actually just like heavy prioritize where Indie Boo's going on, and these two on the floor are going. Good, man. It's very impressive from like Boo or people in the server to do it. Marcozo, 64, thank you so much. 38 months, bro, as well. Thanks for the prime. It's a long time, dude. Thank you so much for all the support, man. I appreciate you, dude.
That could be the team that, well, went on the run to the final.
Okay, so big buy round. Big buy round.
Similar setup to
what a shot.
We're going for on the attack side. 1 player lurking B, 1 lurking on mid, but Boo overextends slightly.
Yeah, and this is him being like, it's also good, right? We're talking about Heretics learning on the fly and just changing their stuff up. It's good on this one as well. GenG realizing that there's people fighting over towards this area. They know they're retaking over towards B, so now they fight on B so that they can't take the space for free. The Boo tried to take. Such a stacked game, man. It's incredible to watch.
1 against 3. Spike dropped in the open. And at this point, they know where he is from the door breaking.
He needs to isolate 1. He'll get the first chance.
Yeah, what an angle.
Actually manages to win that. Wait. Uncharacteristic from Texture.
It's
now
so
has
doable.
The information of where both of these players are. Karen just waiting. Watching towards the spawn, but the time now gives the game away. It's not clean, but still Benji's getting the job done.
18
Another kill under his belt. 25 seconds to play with, so doesn't need to go for the plant just yet. And you can see Munchkin slowly making his move. The cam is actually going to give it away.
It's giant
knows
info.
Exactly where his opponent is. May be able to try and retrieve that spike, but is almost trying to bait in his opponent for the fight. Try and get him to peek this one, sticking it all the way, but that snake bite is going to slow him a little bit more.
Yeah, nicely done from Munchkin. Knows that he's low on this one, has the advantage. That was a great try. It was a really good try.
GenG come out with a round.
Shout out to Munchkin.
Really well played by Munchkin.
Yeah, he played it great.
As the time started to tick away, he knew what he was facing. He knew the initial plant, the snake bite denies it.
Everyone's playing so good right now. It's disgusting.
Absolutely perfect.
It's so good to watch.
He really did a good job in this 1 versus 3, especially, like you said, a rare whiff from Texture, and you really got to capitalize on those. And he very nearly did. But a 4-round lead still for GenG. And the economy a little sloppy for Heretics. They're going to go
Adaptation
in
miss.
for a
I'm not
mixed
sure.
buy, a
It
couple
must have
rifles,
just been the
so some
movement that caught him
potential
off.
still. But GenG certainly seem to have a commanding lead over
Yeah,
this
and
series. Over this
GenG
map, at
again
least so far.
realizing
Scary
that
thing
they
as well
need
is they
to
are getting
punish B
ever
some more.
closer to just having every single ultimate online. Like they are a couple or three orbs away.
They crouched here the whole time.
Yeah, Boo has managed to get past, but the thing is, it depends if Karen is just going
Is
to
this a
decide
low
to
buy,
try
by
and
the
give
way?
up this angle. With the way that he's peeking it, I still feel like he's going to be safe to win the duel. Utility being thrown in. Potential that
Wait, this
the rest
pause
of the
is
players are just still
very
gonna try this
strong.
dive in towards the B side. Hasn't been successful so far. Great flash, but even still
Nah,
the dart
man,
is
that's
better.
not great.
Takes it this time
Great
there
recon.
with the opener. Karen does go down
Ooh,
though.
Boo again, bro. He's
we
won
see
him
these
like
lurks
what,
from
2
Boo, and
rounds?
this
I
time
feel
it's
like from his
successful.
place at the
They'd
moment,
already planned on
maybe
going back
3.
towards Boo. You know, he's felt that he had the space. He heard the steps as they backed off. The
Yeah, it
Astra
doesn't
Star
feel
on
comfortable
B.
to get his
He took it.
get
But
his
winning that fight was essential.
Usil out.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
this whole squad would
Yoru
be left
ult
in
with
no man's
3
land. Instead,
people.
they can capitalize on the space.
Oh boy.
Ult by Meteor to grab the info.
Wait,
He
they
sees
don't
them,
get
grabs
too
backside
much.
Control. They've
They
already
don't get
floated
too
back in through the choke point. Now they just have to fight on the sides, and the drop from Lakia, it buys enough space. The kills swinging either way, but with Boo on 20 HP, it's down to Munchkin.
Oh, yeah, this guy's going crazy in this
Gorgeous
game. That was
shot
sick
Boo.
from him.
He had to hit the first,
I'm
and
telling you,
this
he's won
time
in
he did.
3 rounds so
He only
far.
had 3 bullets remaining, and
Yeah, dude, that
he
was
just
crispy
confident
shot at the
in
end
connecting
here.
that first bullet, also incredibly low on HP, so I don't even know if he would have got a second chance, but this is what he's been hoping for. We've seen a few rounds now where he's been taking these fights on the other side of the map from the team, but I don't know if they would have expected him to be able to do this much. A big round victory, a boost in economy, and more importantly, it has sent
Yeah, that was an absolute shot, man.
Lamageddon,
3108, thank you so much. Dude, what a round to do it. Forced them down to an eco.
Yeah, they might not be able to buy weapons, big ones at least. They've got a Sheriff or 2, but it's the Blade Storm I'm worried about. Texture's had a lot of big rounds, starting it off with 2 4Ks. Mini Boo on the other side. No, it's the headshot, but the wall got in the way. Texture lands the blow. And now
they have no idea about what's going on here, so they need to reactively push over towards A. Good news is, the Heretics at least, there's only 2 people here. Recon goes in, so they got to wait a little bit.
Or even to get damage.
A little bit of chip damage to Wu. An attempt by Karen to slow them down with utility, but that hasn't happened. And unfortunately for them, the player they killed didn't actually have.
This was nice though. He only had a Sheriff, right?
Clearly the pressure being felt though. As Thrash has been
He only had a Sheriff, and he was just in case they pushed on the eco for them to pick up a gun. Wait, you rarely see that. Did Mini Boo have knives as well? Like the potential of having knives?
All eyes on the Blade Storm realistically, but 39 HP.
No, he didn't pop them, but did he like have them? He was one off.
And it's BenG to land it, a 3rd for him in this round, and no, not quite the
Hold
4th.
up.
Karen somehow making this very costly with just the classic.
This was cool. We rarely see this. This is something that I've been asking for a while, right? Against an eco, you have someone who gets like a Sheriff or gets a Ghost and can actually like roll over towards a site, and if they go down, they can work out the stacks here, and they only lose like a Sheriff or a Ghost. How you would approach like the second round. This is the first time ever, by the way, ever in Valorant that we see a team have money to buy, but buy just a Sheriff because they know they're up against the eco, so they can't snowball just to get info. That's crazy. I've been waiting for that for a long time. That's sick to see.
And with Texture having an operator on the other side of the map, doesn't look like he's going to be challenged, at least for now.
Bro, I'm telling you, this game right here is just incredibly stacked. Ooh, Astra. Oh, at least means that Karen is.
Well, Karen, he's still in the corner. He's got some support, but the flash has blinded him for a moment. Woot did so well with that. The Dizzy
okay, give me that replay. That one's nuts. I thought they had so first of all, I like this from GenG. They're trying to bail their teammate out. They're all trying to send it so they can save their teammate. I think their teammate did good to get one, and then probably I would just leave him. But they they were just the call came in to save him.
But then when the
they all went for it.
It's so difficult to either like take the fights with the players that are swinging you, or manage to actually shoot the flash.
I feel like this is the single highest level of player I've seen in this match this year. This is one of the most stacked maps I've ever seen. Yeah, I tell you what's impressive about all of this as well, or like a good amount of what's going on, is it's the first time we've seen some of the stuff that GenG is doing. That's why it's a little bit more impressive as well. It's probably why I'm rating it so high. Because like a lot of this stuff that they're doing is like new. The adjustments the Heretics are doing is kind of on the fly. Maybe they've seen some of the similar stuff from like other teams, but
good resurgence. Look at this from Wu. He even got blinded himself.
Wow.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, that last kill was lovely.
On the back of it. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I'm thinking Karen's position is really what's going to get them across the line there. Just the perfect reaction to the Dizzy revealing the players. Although how he lands those shots, I'm not quite sure. Timeout for GenG.
Tower smoke over towards A, but the problem is it's like kind of have to do the tower smoke because otherwise they'll just first contact into swing.
The rifle from Munchkin that they carried through, but investment is going to be very limited on the back of them.
It depends. You could do like double smokes on the sides of like the box on middle. I say middle, like middle of A site to make sure it's double one way so they can't swing you, and then I'd probably agree with you.
Because the early B site damage from Munchkin was actually very good. Like, he was getting the opener in a lot of rounds, or he was making it so that so many players heading into B were very low. With the A site executions, a lot of it feels more about like, okay, is Meteor going to win this fight? Can Karan delay? He's being left as more of an anchor player, and they're not really respecting their utility. They are throwing the Dizzy straight through it, and then just either having someone dash onto the site.
Like you could do these smokes, especially with Astra, right? They leak out quite a lot. That you could just heavy focus on here because of the Sova.
To potentially stack up that side
you would have to know that the Sova like Karma plays heaven to even want to do that. Simple underscore Val, thank you so much with the 2 months, man. Appreciate you doing that. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so Op gets saved. They got 2 guns with it. One was saved as well, right?
I think it's the right call, for sure. Play the gamble. They'll push up on A.
Oh, hold up, that's a good trade.
Adding in a bit of a curveball to this round. Shock Dart as well thrown in for some damage, but doesn't land. It has slowed Heretics. The idea here...
Yeah, they got no entry now.
You get the space, or you manage to push them back in the other direction.
And this camera is nice as well. They have double cage as well, so once you put the double cage off the pop in the door, and you can create pressure over towards this. The only thing I feel like they're missing is you can double shock. You can do a shock like this that breaks the door. Then I know that Fnatic have it just because I showed many as well. So maybe you'll see that where you create like full pressure on the door here. So that's when you create like a lot of pressure. You do this, you break the door here and you double shock like this. That's when people on A are feeling not comfy. That's all.
The only thing I'm worried about is they're heading back into the operator, the right. That's also where.
One away from Fischl. I think there's an orb down here.
Be put into play, and there's a Hunter's Fury for Lakia if he wanted to try and buy time on the plant, if he could rotate into position.
Yeah, and you can tell that GenG know this is going to happen. We've got 25 seconds. They still got to go against the Molly 2 people here. This is hard for Heretics, man.
You can't take this back in the other direction. It's
that helps.
To commit. Viper's pick goes in to slow them, but Texture,
still hard.
Another uncharacteristic
15 seconds.
whip, and the plant around the backside. The pit's not covering it, but the Hunter's
Fury and he got a kill on top of it as well. Yeah, and the 2 people are pushing as the ult goes out, and we got to stop this. Yeah, shout out to GenG, man. They were just on top of this fully. Maybe a little bit too slow from Heretics.
The round is done. GenG have made it work. An absolutely gorgeous game plan. And what a result.
Yeah, this was awesome.
They were set up so perfectly for that. Denying them the space on A, the expectation that maybe the rotation would go back to A because they'd seen so many players there. Instead, Heretics walked directly into the trap. The Hunter's Fury, as said, was ready and waiting to delay just that little bit more. And then you just have the wraparound from Karan while everything is going wrong, while there's a mess that's been created. He's able to capitalize. That is a tough round for Heretics to lose. They've still got the finances. They've still got Thrash, and well, they've still got their lives.
But they get the dash out now, so he could be tempted to drone and hit the jet.
Texture's not his usual self. He's gone back out for more. They need to be careful, but they are lined up in a firing squad, waiting for this peak to come through. He might get one, but he can't get out.
Very nice, man. Yeah, they know what he's like. They know what he's like, and I like this. They kind of cut sound for a little bit as well. Basically, the map is so big that they can tell that they're wanting to get info on the sides, right? We've got early info here. We're trying to get early info over towards here. The rotate's like 15 seconds. They're trying to just get that info, so they know that likely they're going to go push. And if you see the op here, probably the Silver isn't here.
With his fallback, Boo is there to capitalize. They finally managed to isolate that man. They haven't spotted
What's their actual money like?
Still, with a two-man advantage, they now look to head in on the other side of the map.
They need to save one gun, GenG.
Trying to delay them as much as humanly possible, but both players
well,
within
there's the one gun that they can save. Makes it nice and easy. What's the money for Heretics?
No doubt, going to try and hold on to the gun.
Very similar to what we saw last round in terms of the drones having super high impact. Yeah, the fact that you tag the player up top, you know he has to run, and that's when the swing comes in from backside, even waiting late into the round. The benefit of having global utility like that from Astra. 11 to 10, double digits for Heretics. You know, you would have thought they'd have it in the last round.
GenG can buy still though.
Gotten here in an unconventional
I would be tempted to pause for them.
Just one again. GenG though,
pretty
they've
close.
been guarding that lead with their life. See if they let it slip this time.
Yeah, I think again this is just another bit of credit that needs
Wait,
to
these
go
two
to
pauses
Boo.
are cool though as well.
Well. Even if it's just
like
a
under window and the jump
way
spot
that
up to heaven.
Back, or how you could potentially
But both teams have had really good afterplans at the moment. Like this for here is cool. Like I guess these three positions work so well.
On this map. I think he has a great read
this guy,
on how to play that attack side. 19 and 13
honestly,
right now.
I think there's a lot of it. I think the afterplan on Age looks too strong.
Trying to slow them as much as humanly possible. This time, though, there is no opener. There's no success for him.
Wait, they low buy? I thought they had enough money for this. Okay, so they low buy. Maybe they want to get an op.
Meteor does well to find one, but that's all she wrote. Defense here by Texture, steps into the smoke, loses his sight for a moment, but now he's got it tied 2 versus 2. Rifles for both, and the Guardian from Texture has been sublime thus far.
They tried to go for the good plan.
The smoke to retrieve it.
It's not dropped in the kindest of positions. Karen can play over.
Oh, yeah, I honestly, I just feel like there was a lot of whiffs here.
55 HP. A bullet will do the trick. And he knows that he needs to try and isolate, but that's why GenG are going to look to team up together, fight this one. And
wow, it's a devastating run for Heretics. Like obviously, shout out to GenG. But I felt like I'm watching these people, and they should have been dead a while ago.
Just hasn't been there.
No, it hasn't.
Good,
like Karen's having so much
they played the 2v1 really well.
Those two pieces he's found
like sticking together, showing from heaven, then going to join down lower. Like Karen here, like showing here and then into the decision to go join his teammate trade.
Here the reposition is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, it's good reposition.
As soon as the first kill is found, the simple evaluation, I fought one close, the last guy was in heaven, and he's going to swing off that contact, of course. Karen's a little wiser than that. He's not going to make it that easy.
Beast underscore 1625 with the tier 1. Thank you so much, man.
Two rounds in a row for Heretics to go to overtime, or they'll be facing
Sentinel's not making it out. Dude, this is such a high level game right now. It's wild. Also, this map is playing out pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think this map has been looking good. It's maybe the afterplans worry me a little bit.
I think some of the individual skill we've seen from GenG just padding the gaps.
I think more the afterplan on A than B. Estilla with the Prime, thank you so much, man.
But
appreciate
also
that.
just the fact that I feel like sometimes when they get into the site, things can just get a little bit lost, and just losing the spike, allowing for those rotations to all come in, and angles even being created that actually ended up benefiting
two chances
players on GenG. It's always going to be tougher. You also have to bear in mind the last time that they did have the victory.
Govo, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you doing that. Chat. You know what to do. Let's get some of the slug oiler spams going. Govo, appreciate you, man. 15 altogether, 5 gifted right now. Thank you for doing that, man. Appreciate the support. Anyone got gifted also, make sure you say thank you. Govo.
Missing right now.
Texture's going up with the operator. Careful of where that gap is, doesn't want to go falling.
A different type of Astra ult from earlier.
Takes a peek in that window, he could be in a lot of trouble. Over on the A side, already the dash in from Miniboo. He now looks to hold up.
No way Karen wins that.
Again,
surely don't go again.
But Texture falls on B on the rotate.
flash and then go.
Now to play with for the side of Heretics. GenG are going to have to try to recover this in the post plan.
Wait, this is pretty cool though. They get a plant over towards here, and how on earth you meant to defuse this one? Find out.
Already the spams have done so much damage. Lackey are gone. Meteor
it's cool though.
Karen
They got two good Astra ults.
They just can't beat this firing squad.
Yeah, it's a good way to use the
Meteor's
Astra ult on this one. People will be
He's
stealing
gonna have
this.
to clean these players up so absurdly quick, and Boo has already fallen back into a much more passive position. Doesn't want to give anything away, and even if it's going to be Rien's, that doesn't
It was
get the
that
kill in
Rien's the whole time.
He's got teammates
That was sick.
to fight for
Okay,
him.
one chance.
Another successful execution on this A site. As said, I think the A site plays from Heretics have been sublime so far in this second half. They need themselves one more, and then we get talking about the record they have in OT, which I'm not gonna lie, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but it's something like rounds 1 was like 12 to 3.
Yeah, there's a nice luck on this.
Like
Well, this was a great round though.
A monster when they get into overtime.
Yeah, once they have that little breather in between the halves, someone like Boo always capitalizes on it.
Dude, I tell you what, this is the fastest we've ever seen like a new map come out, and teams, in my opinion, have like a pretty good understanding. Again, not all teams, but if you look at like some of the individual teams we got, it's been the understanding of this map is very fast in comparison to other maps. Like you got like if we look at Pearl, I think Sunset Heretics worked it out pretty quick as well. To be fair to Heretics and Sunset, but if you look at Pearl as an example, like only the Americas teams really worked out about like the B after plant, maybe 4+ months into us playing that actual map. Whereas like we're into the first month of playing this map, and everyone's got it down pretty good when I'm looking at least at these two teams. Maybe I would say on defense that they don't abuse mid enough aggro-wise, but it's still very impressive.
Weaker weaponry or pieces missing or things that you're gonna look at, like if it is a
Lotus, everyone was awful at Lotus for the whole year apart from Fnatic.
With how much
if you look at 2023, so Lotus is a good example as well. That was kind of similar for Pearl. Like Lotus Pearl teams are pretty slow.
Been the better side on this attack. Can you now convert this? And I'm looking at the setup as well. I don't know what the read is. Maybe just for the
region's
fact that
Lotus,
it has been such
yeah, but
successful A-side takes,
EMEA's Pearl, it swings and roundabouts really. EMEA's Lotus was good because of Fnatic solely, and EMEA's Pearl is one of the worst things I've ever seen.
That's threatened, and Heretics have definitely picked the weaker spot. They found the gap in play. Ult used by Meteor. He's got his decoy still to work with. It's going to be set up soon, and here it comes. The big play. The spray is good. Mini Boo dropped immediately. Flash for backside. And the spray from Munchkin, good job.
Oh, what is that, bro?
Spearheading this push. They've got the advantage locked in. That spray has done a lot of damage.
Yeah, and we got Boo with the Odin, and he's at the angle where he can't be spammed back, so they're going to have to push him. Yeah, so at this angle, you can't spam him back. Oh, the Astra ult. That was sick.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Dude, what a sick game this was. What a stack game. Dude, Meteor was unreal. Meteor was unreal in this game.
It was a brawl, it was a back and forth, but in the end,
shout out to Karen as well. It was like one of those silent games where he had a lot of impact. Shout out to Boo as well. Both the Astros. I guess Boo played insanely well.
And even still, they take